You shall be heard. God save the United States, the great state of Florida, and this honorable court. Ladies and gentlemen, the Supreme Court of Florida, please be seated.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the Florida Supreme Court, it is my great honor to welcome you to this induction ceremony for new members of the Florida Bar. This is a great day for each of you inductees, and it is a great day for your families and your friends, everyone who helped you overcome all of the challenges and difficulties you faced along the way to this happy occasion. This ceremony is a time for celebration. So here today, unlike at most other court ceremonies or court sessions, you are free to take photos and even to applaud if you feel moved to do so. Being a member of the legal profession is a great privilege. And it is a great responsibility. Lawyers give life to the rule of law in our society. The legal profession is an essential pillar of our democratic institutions and a bulwark for our liberties as Americans. Without the legal profession, our way of life, the freedoms and rights that define us as a people, would not be possible. As you enter your professional life today, I encourage you to always remember the crucial role your profession plays in our society. And there are some other things I hope you will also remember. There is great personal and professional satisfaction to be found in reaching out to those less fortunate in our communities who cannot afford legal representation. Providing pro bono services is part of the oath you will take today, and part of the obligation that goes hand in hand with the privilege of practicing law. As a member of the Florida Bar, you will have obligations to your clients, to the public, and to the other members of the bar. Always remember that your conduct will bring credit or discredit not only to you as an individual, but also to the profession of which you are a part. In an important sense, in whatever you do, you will stand as a representative of the Florida Bar. It is my honor now to call on Larry Sellers, member of the Board of Governors of the Florida Bar, to come to the podium for remarks.
May it please the court. Mr. Chief Justice, justices, soon-to-be members of the Florida Bar, their families and friends. It is my honor to be here today on behalf of the Florida Bar and its over 105,000 members. I bring you the best wishes from our President, Michelle Suskauer, our President-elect, John Stewart, and my fellow members of the Board of Governors. We welcome you to the legal profession. Most lawyers think of the Florida Bar in terms of the disciplinary function or regulatory function for lawyers who do not comply with their ethical and professional responsibilities. In other words, we know what the bar can do to its members who are a threat to the public. But equally, and I think more important, is what the bar does for its members to help serve the public and make them be effective advocates for justice. I encourage you to learn about and take advantage of the many resources and programs offered by the Florida Bar. As you, I'm sure, have determined, information about these may be found on our website, including an excellent website by our friends in the Young Lawyers Divisions. We especially hope you will participate actively in the Young Lawyers Division and the various sections and committees. You will find that these provide numerous opportunities for professional development. They also can be a great way to meet lawyers from all over the state and indeed from other states, some of whom will be excellent mentors and role models or just good friends. Some of them might even end up on the Florida Supreme Court. You know who you are. I've also been asked to impart a few words of wisdom. I asked one of my favorite judges what advice she would give to you as new lawyers. She said to remind you that you immediately begin building your reputation. so govern yourself accordingly, as your reputation is one of your most valuable assets. Be prepared, be diligent, pay attention to detail, be honest, and treat others fairly and with respect, just like you wish to be treated. Today, you will take the oath of admission. Please read it carefully and take it very seriously. Our setting here in the Florida Supreme Court is also an excellent place to remind us of our collective responsibility to provide for a fair and independent judiciary, a court system that is open to all. Please remember to do your part to keep it that way. We are indeed very privileged to have such a system. Today, you are rightly very happy and proud to be a lawyer, and your families and friends are also justifiably happy and very proud of you. My wish for you today is that this will continue to be true for every day of the rest of your life. Congratulations and good luck.
I'm now pleased to ask John SAWICKI, President-Elect of the Tallahassee Bar Association, to make remarks.
May it please the Court. Mr. Chief Justice, members of the Court, I'm grateful for this opportunity to join you today to welcome the newest members of our profession. As President-Elect of the Tallahassee Bar Association, I can say without a doubt that the TBA's more than 700 members are thrilled that you're joining our ranks. To the distinguished guests, family, and friends who are here, you've so much to be proud of. Those being inducted today have undergone years of undergrad, law school, countless hours of studying for the bar, and finally passed the Florida Bar to reach this milestone. They will be the first to tell you that it was a life-changing journey. These individuals are not the same people who walked through the doors of their law schools 3 years ago. They are wiser, more judicial, deliberative. They may be a little worn out from the sprint to the finish line, but they're no less passionate than when they started the race. Florida's newest lawyers hail from across the nation, creating an extraordinarily diverse collection of opinions, backgrounds, and affiliations. The fabric that connects you all is a sacred promise to uphold the beliefs and principles for which we proudly stand. You will be expected to serve not only as a trusted counselor, but as a mentor, advocate, ambassador for our profession, and community servant. To help you along the way, I encourage you to consider organizations in your community that will provide you with the fellowship and leadership opportunities. My affiliation with the Tallahassee Bar Association has taught me the importance of professionalism, diligence, and serving those who are underserved by our legal community. 11 years ago, I sat where you are today, a newly inducted member of the Florida Bar. Today, I'm proud to be a small business owner and entrepreneur focusing on the intersection of technology and the law. This type of transformative change is made possible through the power of community. Inductees, I invite you to take a moment to look around this room. You've chosen to accept your oath to the profession in the highest court of the state of Florida. Always let this serve as a reminder to you, a guidepost. These halls represent the foundation on which our country was built. The pillar that is our judicial system has sustained us through times of peace and turmoil. As you move forward, making and even breaking with tradition, I would ask that you never forget our creed of professionalism and that you will be guided by a sense of honor, integrity, and fair play. Make sure that your voice and your actions promote what is fair and what is just. You've earned the privilege to be a lawyer. Uphold this privilege with purpose and strength of character. Thank you.
Thank you. I now ask Kevin Barr, representing the Board of Governors of the Young Lawyers Division of the Florida Bar, to approach the podium for remarks.
Chief Justice Canady, your honors, may it please the court. My name is Kevin Barr, and I represent the 14th Judicial Circuit on the Florida Bar Young Lawyers Division Board of Governors. It is an honor to be here today representing the Young Lawyers Division. New members, I would like to congratulate you on your tremendous accomplishment. Welcome to the Florida Bar and its Young Lawyers Division. The Young Lawyers Division has over 23,000 members, and it's the largest division of the Florida Bar. Every Florida attorney under the age of 36 or with 5 years or less of practice experience is automatically made a member. That makes all of you our newest members, and we are thrilled that you will be joining us. I'm often asked, what does the Young Lawyers Division do? Simply put, we are the workhorse of the Florida Bar, and we work hardest for you, by advocating for, educating, and serving Florida's young lawyers. One of the most important functions of the Young Lawyers Division is to assist young lawyers like yourself from the transition from law school to the practice of law. We do this in many ways. For example, we produce all the basic CLEs that you are required to take in your first 3 years of practice, including practicing with professionalism. Through our efforts, these courses are now offered online without the mandatory in-person attendance requirement. Some of you might be considering opening your own firm. To assist you with this process, we created a website, startmyfloridalawfirm.com, which covers everything you need to know from choosing the right corporate structure to trust accounting rule compliance. This site also features how-to videos on topics such as handling initial client meetings, initiating a lawsuit, and preparing for mediation. Unfortunately, we have found that far too many young lawyers do not have mentors. To solve this problem, we developed a legal accelerator website, which serves as a virtual mentor. This website is a one-stop hub for you to get mentoring advice on issues you encounter as a young lawyer, including professional development, ethics, the Florida Bar, and even substantive legal matters. The Young Lawyers Division is also at the forefront of effectuating change in our profession. Recently, we impressed upon the Florida Bar Board of Governors the importance of the proposed parental leave continuance rule for all young lawyers. With our assistance, that groundbreaking rule was passed by the Board of Governors with unanimous support. Prior to that, the results of a poll conducted by the Young Lawyers Division's Women in the Profession Committee, which revealed that 43% of female lawyer respondents had experienced gender bias, garnered national attention and fueled an effort to support and recognize the achievements of women in our profession. This effort continues today and will continue to lead to positive changes for women in the legal field. The Young Lawyers Division is also dedicated to helping young lawyers develop a healthy lifestyle within the practice of law. We must remove the stigma associated with taking care of our mental health, as it is imperative that we must take care of ourselves in order to take care of our clients and our families. This year, we have been working hand in hand with the Florida Bar on many initiatives focused on improving the collective mental health of lawyers in our state. These are only a few of the examples of the work that the Young Lawyers Division does for you. To learn more and to get involved, which I strongly encourage each of you to do, I would ask that you reach out to your circuit representatives, you visit our website at flayld.org, and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I'd like to give you one piece of advice before I sit down. Our profession is an important and meaningful one, but it also comes with a bit of stress. Some of that stress comes from the nature of the work, the more senior lawyers for whom we work, opposing counsel, and even our clients. Many of us try to be perfectionists and create unnecessary stress for ourselves. It is critically important, in my opinion, to make time to be with your family and loved ones and take time away from working to do what you love. Never forget that you are a human being first and a lawyer second. If you take care of yourself and maintain a good work-life balance, you will be a happier and healthier person, which in turn will make you a better lawyer. Our profession is a noble one, and I'm thrilled for each of you as you begin your journey. Again, on behalf of the Young Lawyers Division, of which now you are officially a member, I welcome you to the profession.
Thank you. Each year, the court selects a candidate who has excelled on the bar exam to make remarks on behalf of the newly admitted lawyers. It is now my honor to call upon YECHIEL EPHRAIM Baron for that purpose.
Good afternoon, may it please the court. I am honored to be here today speaking in front of Chief Justice Canady, Justice Labarga, Justice Quince, Justice Pariente, Justice Lewis, Justice Paulston, and Justice Lawson, on behalf of the newly admitted lawyers of the class of 2018. Congratulations to every one of my classmates and all of the 2018 class of new attorneys. It really is quite a great accomplishment for all of us. I would like to signal my thanks to all those who made this possible for me, as I'm sure all of you do as well. Firstly, I'd like to thank God for bringing us to this special occasion. Thanks to my friends and family who made this possible. Thank you to all of my great professors in FIU Law. Special thanks to my beautiful and intelligent wife, Sarah, who encouraged and supported me through it all. I could not have asked for a more supportive partner. I would like to thank my mother An honorable mention is due to my father, who watched our son Ezra each week, making law school, working, and raising a child seem not so hard. For the past 3+ years, my goal was to become an attorney. I've had a passion about the law for as long as I can remember. However, the first time I seriously considered becoming an attorney was around 10 years ago when my older brother convinced me to volunteer for the Aleph Institute. For those of you who don't know, the Aleph Institute is an institution that assists Jewish inmates. We went to conduct the high holiday services in South Bay Correctional, a medium security prison located here in Florida. Speaking with the inmates, I saw how much of a difference a good advocate can make. From this experience, I was driven by a desire to help people and knew that I could best do so as an attorney. You can imagine the shock I experienced when in my first semester during torts, I learned that a person, well, the reasonably prudent person, has no duty to help. I understand that the reasonably prudent person has no duty to assist another person. And the people who see somebody that needs help and they don't help, they very likely are people of integrity. But living with integrity is not where it ends. Just doing the right thing on your own and for yourself is just the beginning. As new attorneys, I think that we must take it a step further. Instead of waiting for someone else to help and saying that other people's problems are not our own, we must seek justice for everyone. Ignoring other people's problems is not why I joined this profession, and I believe that it is not why the rest of this class joined. We have a special opportunity to make a difference, and we must take advantage to do so. Growing up in a Jewish home, I was often told stories about Elijah the prophet. Elijah was a superhero of sorts. The stories of Elijah are all very similar in nature. Throughout history, there were many people in need of a miracle, big or small, and Elijah would show up disguised as a stranger, and he would save the day, but he was never around when the smoke cleared. A story is told that really had a big impact on my perspective of helping those in need. One day, a man approached his rabbi, and he told him he wanted to meet Elijah the prophet. The rabbi thought about it, and he eventually said, if you want to meet Elijah, go to the outskirts of our city, and before you leave, obviously, fill a wagon with food and firewood, and there you'll find a hut. So you spend the Sabbath there, and you'll have a chance to meet Elijah. So the man did as the rabbi said, and he packed his wagon, and he traveled to this hut, and there he found a single mother with young children. And he asked the mother, he said, can I stay here for the Sabbath? I have enough food for the Sabbath and enough food for the following week. And the mother obliged. He waited and waited, but Elijah never showed. So he went back to his rabbi and he shared his disappointment. So the rabbi apologized and he said, go back again this Sabbath with food and firewood, and you'll meet Elijah. As he's coming close to the hut, the children see him from the open window, and he hears them call out to their mother, Mama, Mama, Elijah the prophet is back with food and firewood. And that's when he understood. He was their Elijah. The lesson is clear. Every person has the ability to be somebody's Elijah, somebody's superhero. Even by doing menial day-to-day tasks, it is possible to be heroic in the eyes of others. Here in Florida, we can start by putting on our blinkers before we change lanes. I must remind everyone that the reasonably prudent person has no duty to act, but we as attorneys made a conscious decision to do so. At this very ceremony, we are being given special abilities or superpowers to help people with serious issues and make a significant impact on their lives. Please, let's take that advantage. It is truly beautiful looking at all of us here today, knowing that we are willing and able to extend ourselves to change this world for the better. Good luck to all of us, and thank you.
Thank you very much. The court will now recognize Deborah MINNIS, member of the Florida Board of Bar Examiners, to present the candidates and move for their admission. This is why you're here.
Thank you, Chief Justice. To the Chief Justices and the Justices of the Supreme Court, and to all of the new soon-to-be attorneys in Florida, I will tell you this is one of the most pleasurable things that I get to do in my profession. And without further ado, because I know you're all anxious, I will go ahead and get started. May it please the court. Pursuant to the rules of the Supreme Court relating to admissions to the bar, The candidates before you have been rigorously examined by the board, both as to knowledge of the law and understanding of the standards and ideals of the legal profession. In addition, their backgrounds have been subjected to searching character and fitness investigations. On behalf of the Florida Board of Bar Examiners, I certify that these candidates are fully qualified and that each enjoys the enthusiastic recommendation of the board for admissions to the Bar of Florida. As I call your names, will you please stand and remain standing? Brian Anderson, Manuel Antameo, Yechiel Barron, Jacob Bachuk, Damian Bythrow, Ellen Carlos, Jason Carter, Taylor Christie, Patrick Cleary, Daniel Clibben, Mandy Cohen, Michelle Coven, Brenda Zakanski, Christy Drake, Stephanie Evans, Joshua Farkas, Connor Flynn, Janae Garrett, Haley Grantham, Patrick Hagan, Melissa Hedrick, Christopher Hill, Mara Abar, Robert Karst, Caitlin Keogh, Kathleen Klepfer, Christopher Knox, Victoria Kroll, Patrick McPhee, Mallory Newman, Patrick O'Brien, Farah O'Hara, Abigail Pafford, Jackson Pellingra, Alexis Rodriguez, Evelyn Rosen, Stuart Smith, Kimberly Thompson, Mikolo Seveslavsky, Michael Yantis, John Buchan, Michael Barrett, Gregory George, Conrado Gomez. On behalf of the board, I move that these candidates be admitted to the Florida Bar.
Thank you, Ms. Minnis. The court accepts your motion, and since I have heard no objection from my colleagues, the court grants it. So the moment has now come for the final step in your journey to become a lawyer, the oath of admission. So I'd like to ask that you all raise your right hands and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Florida. I will maintain the respect due to courts of justice and judicial officers. I will not counsel or maintain any suit or proceedings which shall appear to me to be unjust, nor any defense except such as I believe to be honestly debatable under the law of the land. I will employ, for the purpose of maintaining the causes confided in me, such means only as are consistent with truth and honor, and will never seek to mislead the judge or jury by any artifice or false statement of fact or law. I will maintain the confidence and preserve inviolate the secrets of my clients, and will accept no compensation in connection with their business except from them or with their knowledge and approval. To opposing parties and their counsel, I pledge fairness, integrity, and civility. not only in court, but also in all written and oral communications. I will abstain from all offensive personality and advance no fact prejudicial to the honor or reputation of a party or witness, unless required by the justice of the cause with which I am charged. I will never reject from any consideration personal to myself the cause of the defenseless or oppressed, or delay anyone's cause for lucre or malice. So help me God. Congratulations. Let me be the first to congratulate you as you start your new careers as members of the Florida Bar. May each one of you always be faithful to the solemn oath you have just taken. Now, finally, I have a couple of announcements. We ask that the newly sworn attorneys remain here in the courtroom, standing in front of the bench for a group photograph. We'll have to move these chairs. And then we ask that you would sign your oaths in the presence of one of the court's deputy clerks in the lawyer's lounge. So the court will stay on the bench here, but we are now adjourned and we will move to the photograph. Thank you. God bless you all.